goes aside from my soul. There goes aside, there goes aside. Now there goes aside from my soul. There goes aside from my soul.
Welcome into the One and Only podcast. Of course, you have your host, Tony, the One and Only. Boys, we went through our first episode, and we are on to episode 2. Number 2. Finally. Of course, we have my panel, Shadow, and the man behind, of course, Mallet. Let's get it right into this bitch here. Let's start here with our opening statements. Ladies, gentlemen, anybody listening, spring is officially here. And for us Bostonians, that means normally one of our teams are in the playoffs. For us, the Celtics, Bruins potentially. And, oh yeah, they're all in. They have all clinched.
They both made it already.
Yes, they've all clinched. So we've at least got that. Look, for some reason they got through their ways and at least was able to clinch. Hopefully they're able to at least get the 4th seed. We're not really sure. They're in a bit of a bind with the Nets, the Pacers, and the Sixers, so they got a bit of an issue with that. But sticking with basketball, over these past 8 or so years, we've had to be able to, well, not we, I would say myself, and any person who is kind of in my same ilk. That's right, ilk. That's right. We've had to be able to endure a certain individual going into the playoffs every single year. And of course, at that time, they felt that the AFC... No, shit, I'm thinking about football. Lovely. I'm not even high enough when I'm thinking about football. Regardless, we're thinking about the Eastern Conference here, back within those past 8 years. Everybody kept saying the Eastern Conference was trash, and it pretty much was an absolute skate through to get to the finals for this individual. And of course, that is one LeBron James. Well, he decided he wanted to be able to go out west, see if he could be able to contend with the likes of the Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and the Golden State Warriors, James Harden, Chris Paul, and the Houston Rockets, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Oklahoma City Thunder, whatever, what have you. And unfortunately, they're done. They're done. LeBron James, the one person who was supposed to be everybody's media darling, to be able to be a title contender, wherever the flying fuck he goes, he's done. He's finally fucking done. The hype about him being an instant title contender, done. It is gone. And I am a happy, happy fucking man. With all the stat padding, with all the bullshit that he was doing throughout the season, trying to be able to get players in and out, the Anthony Davis scenario, to me, it was a fucking blessing in disguise. So, I'm just going to be able to end it with this. As always, fuck LeBron James. Have fun golfing. Gentlemen, I'm going to start with Shadow. Do you have anything to add for an opening statement?
Well, like you said, it is spring. So, It's April. And the end is here. It's coming. And no, I'm not talking about Avengers.
Oh,
no. I'm talking Game of Thrones. The end is coming. Winter is coming. Season 8. I'm so fucking excited for it. I'm ready. Less than 2 weeks away. It has been fucking almost 2 years since this show has gone off air. I think I saw 590 some days since it's gone off air.
Did you have a ticker on your thing
No,
stating where the dates were, the countdown?
I follow quite a few, pages on social media that, like to keep track of these things, and I saw it, so I'm fucking excited for that. I know you guys are excited for Avengers, but I don't give a shit about that. I'm talking about Game of Thrones here. I'm ready. I'm glad to be back here on the One and Only podcast. That's all I got to say.
Oh, beautiful. Of course, Game of Thrones saying that winter is coming, but unfortunately it is spring. So it is. It was really nice out today.
You guys don't watch it, so you don't get it. You don't get the inside joke. The people who watch it, they know. They get it. They understand. Don't worry.
Understandable. All right. Now, speak. You know what? I know you're the man behind the computer, the one that that's manning the controls here. But do you have anything to be able to add here?
Speak to the people. Let them know how you feel.
My one question, I'm bringing it back to sports here real quick. We're going to get into this a little bit more in depth a little later on in the episode. Do you think that Brad Marchand, forward for the Bruins, being a little bit of that rat nose, get under your skin type player, takes away from his actual elite scoring ability and persona in the league?
Well, I would say as far as if he was one of my teammates, I would think of him as one of the most scrappiest motherfuckers to be able to play. I wouldn't give a shit about him being a rat nose or any of that kind of business. The only thing I would care about is if he's scoring, But if you hear it from a national media standpoint, maybe. But I don't, to me, in my own opinion, I don't feel like that takes away from what he's done.
I'd have to agree with you. I think Marchand's the type of guy that when you're playing against him and he's on the team that you don't like, you fucking hate that guy. But you love him as a teammate. But the way I feel about it, look, he's out there scoring goals. He's scoring goals. I don't give a shit what else he's doing. If he's scoring goals and he's helping this team win, which he is, spend some time in the penalty box. Be an idiot. Get under their skin. Make them do something that they normally wouldn't do because you're just, pecking at them all game. They lash out. Hey, you might get a penalty every once in a while for it, but if they do too, and then your team goes and scores, hey, good for you.
And people like that, they would normally ask, would it be that much of a detriment for them if he's in the penalty box that much? You can pretty much obviously tell what he's done once he's actually on the ice. I mean, hell, he's top 10 in shorthanded goals. The only person that's within that top 10 for the Bruins is Bergie. And, I mean, at that point, you need to be able to have somebody on your team to be able to still be able to score like that.
Right. It's top 5 in points, 36 goals, 64 assists. It's an elite scorer in my books.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's definitely an elite scorer.
See, from them, they could be swaying this into a non-biased standpoint. But, of course, I know me being a Bruins fan, a diehard Bruins fan, a fan of Marchand, I, for one, don't really see it. I, for one, don't really give a shit about it. As long as he's producing on the ice, getting under people's fucking skin, I'm fine with it. As long as he's not costing us games,
right,
I don't see that much of an issue with it.
I agree with you.
Cough. No cough.
No, sir. The one and only podcast, the only podcast you will ever need.
Yeah.
Seeing me smoking a lot of weed. That's the only cough you'll get. Anyway. Usually I can never detect what a homegrown would really be. Because they usually say it's a mixture of a hybrid or it's like a dominant sativa. Like, so me, I'm more of an indica kind of guy, because like usually when I come home from work, I just want to be able to relax and just chill and just want to be able to just be nice and fucking mellow. And that's,
it depends. If I'm coming home from work and want to relax, yeah, I'm gonna have a nice indica before I go play softball or go to the gym, whatever. A nice tea is nice. It's gonna get you up. It's gonna get you nice and ready.
Yes, it is. See, unfortunately, there was a situation where I kind of did have a little too much indica, And, well, actually, it was more of the beer in itself. We're going to get into a little bit of my drunken story here. And I really can't believe I'm even fucking telling this, but I mean, because look, when this fucking happened, I honestly was just like, look, I don't want nobody hearing about this.
I wish.
All right, I don't want no one fucking hearing this.
I wish I was there. I wish I was there.
Oh my god, dude. As I'm drinking. So, a few of my boys and I, we end up going camping for the weekend. So it was a guys only weekend, and it was raining like a fucking bastard that entire weekend. I mean, there was barely anything for us to really be able to do. So only thing that we could do that entire weekend was just pitch up a tent, and if it was lucky and you get a break in the snow in the storm, you can actually play like a little bit of can jam or something like that. But that was pretty much all we got. But that first night, we decided we wanted to fucking go ham.
As you should.
As we should. And that's exactly what the flying fuck we did. And just, passing bowls, drinking fucking beer at the beer. So it's about like 11:30, 12 at night, and we're playing NHL 18. A few of my boys are playing NHL 18, and I'm just standing there, beer in hand, and I'm literally looking at it going like, all right, something's not right, because my stomach is not cooperating with me right now. So I'm like, it's like something is about to come right back up. It's either about to come right back up, or it's going in a spot where I don't want it to come right back out. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should probably lie down. Maybe I should probably just, ride this out, because most likely if I just lie down, I'll be good, and I could probably be able to, feel fresh, either, take a nap or, just call it a night. I decide, instead of being able to lean backward where the bed was, I decide to lean forward and go face first into the fucking trailer as to where we were, with the PlayStation 4 controllers still attached to said PlayStation. Yeah. My friend, who thankfully was an EMT, pretty much was like, oh shit, not now, not today. He had to deal with all this shit at the time, and like fucking, he's like, why the fuck does this have to happen now? So he just kind of just trying to make sure that I'm up, but thankfully, I was not out for that long. I was only out for like most likely 2 seconds tops, 1 or 2 seconds fucking tops. I prop right back up. He's like, and then my friend's like, yo, are you all right? Are you all right? He's like, I'm good. Everything's fine. I don't remember the date now, but I remember correctly saying the date to him without even him fucking telling me where we were. I remembered fucking telling him where we actually were at the time, so he at least knew that I was all set. So, I end up going to the bathroom, because considering the fact that I know for a fact that I still had a fucking stomach problem, I handled that business, walk out of the fucking bathroom, grab another fucking beer in hand, pop open that fucking beer, and just be like, alright, what's going on? And they all look at me just going like, are you fucking kidding me? What do you mean what's going on? You literally just passed out right there on the floor. No protective anything, just face first, right on the floor. You should be going to bed. I'm like, no, I'm good. Let's get going. I'm all set.
Just fucking Boo and Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking, there you go.
It had to happen, man. Because, like, it was the first fucking night.
And how long were you guys there for?
We were there for another well, it was for the weekend. So
Right,
it was
okay.
it was just for that week, that night, and then the following night. And that was it.
Right.
We had to go home the following Sunday. So I was like, I'm not going to have this fucking night be able to end just because I almost had a fucking concussion by planting my fucking head right to the floor.
Oh man.
I probably should have, just, said, I'm going to bed now. I was like, fuck this. I'm not going to be doing that. I ain't that kind of fucking guy. Fuck that.
Hey, sounds like a good night though.
Oh man, it was a great weekend though. It was just a bunch of, because it was for one of our friend's brother's birthdays. So he had a great time. We all had a great time. We all were absolutely fucking plastered, but it was still fucking fun though. But if you have a drunken story to be able to share, please feel free to do so, Shadow.
Oh, I got a good one for you.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I got 2 good ones for you.
Oh, really? All right.
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, I'm going to get a little high then, and I'll let you speak on these ones. Go
Okay,
ahead.
All right. So, first one involves our dear producer over here, Mallet.
Oh, shit.
He
Oh, this is
knows.
gonna be good.
He knows exactly where this story is going.
There's a couple.
So, I don't remember. I believe this was last April. This happened. We went up to Patriot Place to one of our favorite bars up there. It was for my girlfriend's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up getting a couple of hotel rooms up at Patriot Place. Be responsible. We can drink as much as we need and walk to the hotel after.
Of course.
It was very close. So,
Or crawl.
So, how we started the day, dear Mallet here got a bottle of vodka.
Vodka? What?
I got a bottle of some type of coconut rum. Some
Strawberry vodka.
strawberry
You
Smirnoff.
bitch!
Strawberry Smirnoff.
I don't give a shit. That's a... Ugh, God, for the love of God.
So the hotel that we were at, we got there nice and early. Hotel had a pool. So we decided we're going to make some drinks and go and fucking hang out at the pool.
Okay.
Well, eventually we all kill an entire bottle of alcohol to ourselves, each of us.
The vodka, all
with
that.
beers, yeah. All of us had our own bottles. We all killed them. At one point, we decide, we're hungry. So what do? We go to Five Guys. We're gonna get some burgers. This is just before we're getting ready to head out to the bar. So we go to Five Guys. We're getting some burgers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mallet goes to order, and he says, I'm going to order a drink. That way I have more to mix with my alcohol. I said, hey, dipshit, you already drank the entire fucking bottle already.
In my defense,
He's like, wait, what?
No shit.
Because you drank the
You
whole
were drunk
thing.
off that nice little strawberry vodka. That's
man.
beautiful.
So,
if we didn't know so many people at the bar we were going to, not getting
this is true. Yeah, we had so many people. It was, oh, man. So, anyways, we eat. We go back to the hotel rooms and we eat and we all get ready and shit. We proceed to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
We have a nice little arrangement with one of the bartenders at one of the bars. And so we're drinking our beers and we're hanging out. And we tend to drink quite a few beers while we're there because
I was
we
only there for
can.
a second when this happened. This was still early. This is before the lights went down and the band came on.
Okay.
Right. So we're drinking, our first or second beers or whatever, and we're hanging out. And Mallet says, hey, guys, I lost my phone. He said, what? Yeah, I lost my phone. We're like,
Left it in the
well, I don't know. Like, we're like, you know what? Let's just have a good time.
So fully cocked Mallet has no phone.
He has no phone, and we're at the bar.
Oh, I guess.
So now we're standing at the bar. We're drinking our beers, and I'm facing over to my left, where my girlfriend is standing, and Mallet is on my right. So I'm talking to Mallet on my right. We're having a conversation, and I turn back, and I go to talk to my girlfriend. All of a sudden, I hear crash from behind me. So I look to my right. Mallet is nowhere to be seen because he's on the fucking floor on his ass. Fell.
How did?
I was leaning up against the bar, like my back to it, and I was drunk, so I was unstable.
Yeah.
I was sitting there. I think I was talking to one of our other buddies that was directly in front of me, and our bartender friend right behind me, and I go, I'm just slipping. The look on the lady's face that I felt, because I felt like where the service area, like where you go to get your drinks.
Yeah.
And I felt right next to it, like there was seats you could sit at the bar, and the lady just looked down. She was like, "What the fuck?"
She asks me. She said, "Oh, is it his birthday?" No, it's hers. And he decided to get drunk and fucking fall on the floor. Our
hotel was literally walking distance, like crawling distance from the bar. I didn't give a fuck.
But you couldn't crawl at that point.
I got back up.
Our bartender,
Thankfully.
our bartender's friend says, "Drink another water before you get another beer, please."
He cut me off for an hour. He would not give me a beer for an hour. He looks at me. I go out to get a beer, probably around 9:30 at this point. He looks at me and goes, "How many waters you had?" And I was like, "I don't know, like 2 or 3." He goes, "All right, get a beer." I was fine the rest of the night. I was really drunk, but I was fine.
So we proceed to, close down the bar. We stay there the whole night. We have a good time.
They left early.
It doesn't fucking matter. Whatever. We all fucking, we're at the bar. We all hang out, have a good time the rest of the night. Dipshit finally gets back to his hotel room, and what does he find on the floor of the hotel room? His cell phone that was missing. And let me tell you, his phone was plugged into the charger with the outlet plug just hanging next to the outlet and not actually plugged in, and dead. Because he went to charge it and apparently forgot about it.
Oh god.
It was
Leave me alone.
so that was a good fucking time. So drunken story number 2 involves myself being a drunken piece of shit.
Oh well, this is a good one.
This was a good one. So,
once he ends up saying like, yeah, this is a good one, because whenever somebody ends up, reiterating it again, that's when you know they're about to say, yeah, I'm a fucking asshole.
So this was a few years back, quite a few years, not quite a few, but probably about 4 or 5 years, something about that. Mm-hmm. I know I was single at the time. Not a huge part of the story, but kind of a little bit. So it was a Patriots game. I know it was a playoff game at Mallet's house. We're all drinking and having a good time.
Only a few of us were there. That was only like 4 or 5. Then I had like
a couple of his other buddies ended up showing up, and we're playing beer pong. And then one of his friends decides to break out Hennessy.
And a blunt.
Whoa. Now it's starting to sound like my kind of party.
I am not one for Hennessy. It's not my thing, and
nor am I.
For quite a few reasons, like this story. So I figure the bottle is out, and I said, I gotta partake. I can't say no when someone's passing around a bottle. I just can't do it.
So it was like a bottle of meth. You would just say, "Fuck it, it's passing it out."
Alcohol. Sorry.
I just want to make sure what the fuck your real limitations are in this.
So then, I believe, at some point a blunt came out. This is where I'm starting to get a little bit foggy of the details.
Oh, okay.
My brother and his friends showed up. There was some girls that were supposed to show up that we were supposed to. I was supposed
to. So excited the fact that they had they fucking showed.
I was supposed to talk to one of them, and they were gonna try to set me up with one of them. So apparently they did show up, but we go outside. You can tell the part about the blunt because I don't remember how the hell that happened.
We were just smoking. He came outside with us. We were all smoking, passing in line, and he doesn't smoke a lot.
I don't.
Ever. and he just was in line and he was drunk. He was like, "Oh fuck it, I'm gonna take a hit."
If I'm fucking hammered, I don't know why.
We'll do it.
Sometimes.
Oh,
No,
we can get him hammered enough to do it?
Don't do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Don't do it to me, because then I'm gonna tell you why don't do it to me, because then this is what happens. So I smoked, not a lot, I don't think. I don't remember. But anyways, I go back inside. I grab a beer. I start sipping on a beer. I sit down on a couch. In front of me is the beer pong table. Okay, with all the cups filled with water.
Right.
There's a game to be played.
In the middle of a game, I'm sitting there, and I said, "Oh man, something bad is about to happen." I was not feeling so hot.
Oh, boy.
I stood up and proceeded to throw up only in the beer pong cups, grabbing them one at a time, just a little bit at a time, just throwing up in all of these cups, and somehow making it to the bathroom.
That was because me and two of our other buddies at the time, we saw this. We looked at him like, "You done? You good?" He's like, "I think so."
And then I
It's like, wait a minute. Is there water in this cup? All right, cool.
But then we got into the bathroom. We closed the door.
Get to the
like, "All right,
bathroom.
Let us know when you're like ready.
I threw up.
Half hour later.
Definitely passed out on the bathroom floor for sure.
There was no puking rally for you
I
there.
was out. Next thing, next thing I remember, my brother and his friend come in, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna get you upstairs and like put you to bed." So I go to bed, and they help me upstairs, and I'm all good.
The girl where he was.
Yep. So I find out the next day that the girls did show up. One of them told me, they said, "Hey, we strongly thought about taking a selfie with you while you were drunk," and I very much thanked them for not doing that. And then one of our other friends told me a couple of days later, he said, "I'm not gonna lie, when you threw up in all the cups, it was probably one of the most impressive things I've ever seen, because you only threw up in the cups, and I don't know how the fuck you did it."
We didn't have to clean up anything.
That's amazing. Not gonna lie, that's fucking amazing.
Like, I was like, honestly, I don't know either. I was just kind of going on instinct, I guess, at that point.
Like, usually, like, when people just can't make it, they're just to the point where they're just like, fuck, and they just throw it up anywhere and everywhere. It doesn't fucking matter.
Impressively, not the first time I've done something like that, thrown up in a cup either. But I could leave that for a drunken story for another time.
We'll
save that
one.
We'll save a drunken story for another time.
And if any of you have any drunk stories of your own, just feel free to leave them right there in the comment section. Believe me, we'll love to be able to see all the drunk stories that you guys would end up having too. That'd be fun as hell. The One and Only podcast. The only podcast you'll ever need. You will ever need. Whew. So,
Sports?
oh, well, this will most likely cover some sports. Oh, Jesus Christ. Have you seen this shit, man? Paige Van Zandt started to grown up. Shit.
Grown up before?
And no, like grown up and out. And out. I got that segment from fucking Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, and just being like, that girl got games. Jesus. But I don't know. Just roll through my Instagram and just would see like a follow Paige Van Zandt. I've been following Paige Van Zandt since she first started in here into the UFC, and like she's a pretty decent fighter, you know.
Not bad.
She's not one that I would really consider to be a real title contender,
Right.
you know, because you got Rose Namajunas would pretty much be choking her up pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she can compete with the top level. She's like, she's just under that, probably, I would say.
Right.
She's also decently young for a fighter. She's probably, 26, maybe, 26, 27, that, like, so has she really matured her game enough to get to that level? Maybe she will, maybe she won't. You never know.
Well, she's matured something else. God damn, shit. Like,
I don't know that she matured those or if she bought those. I'm just throwing it out there. They're definitely bought.
Yeah, most likely she probably won't contend for the strawweight title anymore.
Why is that?
Well, she ended up gaining about an extra 5.5 pounds. Yeah, in her bra. However, it's fucking fantastic though. Shit. All right, let's pair off of this shit because this is heading up into a wrong direction. So
we don't want to go down that road right now.
We are civilized men that do not placate women based on their looks.
No, never.
No, not in this podcast. No,
we don't do that.
No. But for God's sakes, I do so many wrong things to Michelle Waterson. You'd have no idea. God damn.
She just fought recently, right?
Yes.
Pretty impressive fight from what I heard. I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, she. I think she won in a decision.
Okay.
She fought Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
Okay.
Sorry, nope. It's not Kowalkiewicz. It's Kowalkiewicz.
Okay.
Yes. I had to get that pronunciation down correctly, but yeah, she. From the highlights of what I saw, she looked pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I heard. The same night, I believe the main event was the one that I told you guys to watch. One of my favorite fighters.
I did. And there was 2 fights on that card. There was 2 fights on that card that I saw 2 people's souls leave from their fucking bodies.
Right.
One being the Josh Emmett and Michael Johnson fight.
Yep.
And then, of course, that main event that you were talking about
and
with
Edson Barboza. My God, I've been a fan of Gaethje since his first fight in the UFC. He came in, he was undefeated in the hell was it? The World Series of Fighting, I believe it was at the time. Now the Professional Fighters League. He came in, he was undefeated and had I want to say 90% of his fights were like knockouts, like crazy amount. And I was watching highlights and he's just sitting there, just banging, just throwing hands and just taking shots. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch this fight. He fought Michael Johnson in his first fight in the UFC, and holy shit, I was impressed. Like, he was just getting rocked and just not giving a shit, and just standing there and just giving it right back. He ended up winning, and then last night, well, not last night, the other night when he fought Edson Barboza, oh my God, it only lasted 2.5 minutes, but holy shit, was it entertaining.
I mean, both of them, leg kick after leg kick after leg kick. I mean, you're looking at pretty much like a blood sport standoff.
Right.
Like, instead of like kicking someone in the chest, they're just exchanging leg kicks and shit.
Those leg kicks are vicious.
And plus the street fighting that they were pretty much doing in the pocket, it was absolutely amazing. And the fucking right hand, that Gaethje, the highlight, threw on Barboza.
That was
to drop him.
He was sleeping before he even hit the floor.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
On the way down, like, I was like, oh man, he's out. Like, that's it.
Like that fight and the Emmett Johnson fight, which you pretty much see Johnson just as soon as Emmett just comes in. And saddest thing was Johnson was winning that fight too.
Right.
I saw the highlights of that, and Johnson was winning that in both rounds. And all he had to do was just make sure that he did not get knocked out. He fucked up and got knocked out. Just with a fucking haymaker from hell. Just whack. You literally just see just a still, stiff zombie of a fucking Michael Johnson as he plummets to the fucking ground. And you just see him just look going like, what the fuck just hit me? Like, I honestly think that fight like, regardless of what happened with Gaethje and fucking Barbosa, even that being a fucking awesome fight, I think that fight stole the show. Just by the way fucking Johnson was just fucking just completely looking like he just had no soul within his body.
Yeah, see, I didn't end up seeing that fight. I was looking forward to watching the Gaethje fight. I made sure I was there to see that one, but I'll have to check it out.
I highly recommend you to be able to do that. I'm telling you, that fucking right hand from Emmett was insane.
I heard a rumor on Gaethje's potential next fight, which would be fucking awesome. Him and Pettis.
Ooh.
Potentially. That would be a fucking fight to watch.
So that'd be lightweight again?
I think so, yeah. Because I know that Pettis went to welterweight and he said it wasn't like a permanent thing, or not necessarily.
He said he liked it.
permanent.
I thought he said he liked welterweight, considering the fact that it's the lack of the cut.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to cut anything.
But
and
but I think he said he wasn't 100% committed to it. Like it was like a definite, like he could do either way. But that'd be a fucking entertaining fight. The two
absolutely.
of those guys, man, you know someone's getting knocked out in that fight.
Oh, absolutely. You hear that Nagano and JDS are fighting now?
Really?
Yep, July 6th. July 6th.
Check that one out.
John Jones get another fight yet?
Yeah, he's fighting Thiago Santos.
Yes. When is that one?
I think that's on that card.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounded really familiar.
That's on that card, I think.
God damn, that would be
Shit,
holy shit, that would be a good card.
I mean, right off the bat, you have a John Jones fighting against a Thiago Santos, where you know for a fact that you have knockout power in fucking Thiago Santos.
Right. He actually connect with John Jones, which seems to be the problem with anybody. No one has. The last fight, the guy only had 37 punches, like 37 hits. But John Jones is 200 plus.
Yeah. And I mean, with Anthony Smith, he's a fucking hell of a scrapper. Like, he knows how to be able to get in and be able to counter a lot of fucking head kicks, a lot of fucking strikes that would come right through him. You know, so it was rough going for fucking Anthony Smith, but also Thiago Santos fucking took out Anthony Smith too. So this man's on a run. And if it's one to be able to take out John Jones, Thiago Santos could be the one to do it. Ooh. Yes, the one and only podcast. The only podcast you will ever need.
I knew it was a matter of time before somebody did that.
Ever?
Forever?
Yes. Forever.
Oh, man.
We're going to go into a little bit of a... I don't even really want to go into this shit because this fucking hurts.
We gotta talk about it.
Because I know there's other fuckers that want to be able to shit on us, which is fine. That's cool. Yeah, go ahead, shit on us. But yeah, you know, it's the first 6 games of the fucking baseball season, and the Sox are 1-5.
Yeah, sounds great. 1-5.
Yep, that's
it.
Great way to start your fucking season. Thank you
The
so
season's
much.
Over. We're gonna lose every game now. God, it's over. We have no chance to win the World Series.
I mean, I'm not like panicking and like worried about it. It's just, it's pissing me the fuck off.
Right.
1-5, like really?
Like last night, we had an opportunity to be able to get something fucking going. I mean, shit, you lose 1-0.
Right. Come on.
Sale doesn't like throw like a fucking gem that you would expect to be able to have him normally throw.
Right. But holds him to 1 run.
Right. You get no fucking run support at all.
Because a no-name fucking pitcher.
Right.
Like they always do. For some reason, when the Red Sox go to the West Coast, especially against the Athletics, they don't play well. They get out-pitched. They got no hit against one of their pitchers last year.
No-name pitchers. You know, the saddest thing is I can actually point to a no-name pitcher that who pretty much blew the fuck up as soon as he ended up having his first start against the Red Sox, and that's Felix Hernandez.
Yeah,
Remember him?
Felix, that's my boy. I love
Remember him?
Felix.
I mean, shit.
Talk about consistency. He won the Cy Young when he was 13 and 12. But his ERA was like 2. He kept losing like 1-0, 2-1, because the Mariners sucked for so long. Except for this year, apparently.
He also had the strikeout total, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, he had strikeout and ERA with that, even though he had a 13-12 record. Still winning the Cy Young.
Right.
And the first team that he faced, the Boston Red Sox.
He had our number for years.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're talking about like no-name pitchers who potentially could be able to blow the fuck, I don't even know who the fuck this dude's name was. Who the fuck was this guy? I don't even know who the fuck this guy.
Athletics have a weird fascination, I guess, with getting like ridiculously good pitching, and then they just don't have the money to pay them. Lead Barry Zito, Mark Garcia. Like, there's so many great pitchers that came out of Oakland, but Oakland didn't have the money to pay, and they just went elsewhere.
Right. I mean, the money ball tactic that they pretty much have or had back in the day. Fires?
Yeah, I think that's his name.
What the fuck? Anyway, regardless of that.
Damn, Chris Sale has an 8.0 ERA.
Well, thanks to that fucking.
But it was like 20 after the first game, so.
Yeah, he gave up one run in the first inning. It was a home run to Matt Chapman.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be fine.
Bomb.
He'll be fine. Honestly, it's frustrating to see the defending champ start 1-5 and just look like shit and lose a 1-0 game with the supposed best offense in the league potentially.
So
it's just annoying to see and frustrating. You know what I mean?
Are they still waking the fuck up from their hangover that they pretty much had? I mean, I understand the championship hangover, you know?
It could be that.
Look at the AL East standings. Look at the top two teams.
What do we have?
No one thought they were gonna be there right now.
What is the Orioles
What?
and the Blue Jays?
Like
probably?
Tampa Bay and fucking Baltimore?
Yeah.
First of all, number one, that
They're gonna
shit's
hang
going
on.
to change
Right.
like
Right,
within
it's
the next
6 of 162. You know, like it's not that big of a deal. It's just like I said, frustrating.
Gentlemen, how many fucking games are in this season?
Right.
How many games?
Right. You got 162, and you're only 6 in. So.
We haven't even come home yet.
Right.
Right. That would
We've
be
had a
maybe,
terrible,
1 week?
terrible West Coast trip.
4
Yeah,
5 days,
9.
6 days, 6 days until they come home.
We come home, raise the banner, fucking do work in fucking Boston. For right now, they just got.
I think we open against Toronto.
Toronto
Yeah.
and Baltimore, I believe, are the first 2 series at home. I know that.
You know, we can turn the ship. Once we end up getting back home, they'd be able to actually get some true fucking Boston Sox fans. But right now, it's a little dreary.
Yeah.
But no one's fucking panicking around here.
Yeah, they're looking like shit, but not panicking.
No.
It's just compared to the way they started last year, 17-2.
Right.
To start 1-5, it's kind of like, what the hell happened, you know?
Right. And I mean, it's really rare when you kind of get like a turnaround like that. Like you'd hope to be able to get some kind of a turnaround like that, but it's very rare that you'd actually have a record like that to start off with, and normally tend to be able to win the World Series.
Right.
However, teams have definitely contended from having fucking 1-5 fucking records. Okay, so it's not one of those things where you're just gonna be absolutely out of it right now.
Right.
Like September is not fucking here right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll be all right, I think.
Yeah.
Just early. It's just, people don't expect to see that compared to what they saw last year.
Right. Ooh. Woo.
Smells lovely.
Doesn't it? Oh. The one and only podcast, the only podcast you will ever need. Starring TheOneAndOwnLee. Man, yes. Whew. As you can tell, I'm a little bit excited about my goddamn podcast. However, it is time for the one and only reacts. But this one, I've already seen before. Still gruesome enough as it is. However, my colleague over here, Shadow, has not.
No, I have not.
So,
Sure, many of you have.
So, this incident took place about 6 years ago, and it was during the Final Four of the NCAA men's basketball tournament, featuring Duke and Louisville. Now, at this time, a young man named Kevin Ware was attempting to block a shot, and unfortunately, you know what? I'm not even going to get into this, considering the fact that Josh has not seen this yet. We're going to get into this sumbitch right now.
All right,
Now,
that's it.
folks at home, look this sumbitch up if you have not seen it. It is Kevin Ware leg injury.
Oh yeah, he definitely has a compound fracture. Holy shit, you can see that bone.
Oh, yeah, you can.
I really hope they zoom in on that shit.
Oh, God.
It's literally right in front of his home bench, too. Like his team's team.
Right.
Oh, God.
Get out the way.
Oh. Oh, they're going to show a replay of this shit. Jeez.
Patino's out with the hand who they're shaking up because of how they are just.
Yeah, look at his bone.
Yeah,
Ready?
right
When he
here,
hits
right
the
here.
floor, ready? Woo! Oh yeah, his shit turned into fucking jello. God damn, his leg was just.
Oh, there it is again.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh, you can see the bone.
Oh,
Hold on, right here. Look,
oh,
look,
oh.
look, look. Oh yeah, you can see the bone sticking out of his sock. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Woo! Damn.
When this happened, I saw this live. I was eating Easter dinner with my family. Oh, it was
shit.
so gross.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That one definitely hurt a little bit.
Just a little?
God
Just
damn.
He did come back and play. He played in the NCAA tournament the last year.
I want him to look up.
Yes. Jesus Christ, man. That's
That was bad. And that's probably one of the worst
Yeah,
ones I've seen.
that was
Yeah.
pretty fucking bad.
So, would you say that that was probably one of the worst fucking breaks that you've seen in your life before?
Yeah. I would say, yeah, it was pretty fucking bad.
Like, Jesus. Fucking Henderson Silva fucking leg snap was pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
We gotta find one.
Even
Oh,
John
jeez.
Jones when he broke his toe when he won. Oh, that was gross.
Oh,
They replayed that like 6 times on the paper. Like, hey, look at this.
oh, that was fucking ridiculous. And he
You
still.
guys, you guys can find one for me. You guys
Yeah,
can
we'll
for
find
me next
one.
week.
Most people would like to comment one.
Oh,
Send us
absolutely.
ones that
Please.
Maybe we haven't seen.
In the comments section, if you have anything that you want us to be able to react to, anything, please feel free. Drop that right there in the fucking comments section. Oh, God, they did it again? Oh, God.
It's still playing in the background.
Shit. Oh. Ooh, yes. The one and only podcast. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the one and only podcast. It has been an absolute delight to be able to be on these podcast waves with these two colleagues here. Our next episode, heck, we'll probably be talking a little bit about music, kind of like what we tend to be able to like, our interests, shit. We could be talking about, we can even be talking about disinfectant wipes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can be able to actually have a spinner for this too. Yeah. We're going to kind of create a little little thing here that we can be able to have that kind of gives us a little bit of a feel as to what we want to be able to talk about. So I got a lot of that coming in for you, so for the next episode. But we're going to get out of here. Look us up on YouTube, The One and Only Podcast. Instagram, The One and Only Podcast. Let's see. Oh, yeah. On Twitter, The One and Only Podcast. And last but not least, you can catch us on SoundCloud as well. Well, we're going to get out of here. For Machado, for Mallet, for myself, thank y'all so much for being great listeners. Until then, bye you. Thanks for tuning into The One and Only Podcast. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram on The One and Only Podcast. And you can find me at The One and Only, TheOneAndOwnLee. And you can find Mallet at CMall, at CMALL90. And Machado at Machado23, MACHADO23, and Twitter. Thanks for listening. Until then, bye you.